Great agents don't let nice customers sign bad one-way agreements when a good two-way agreement option exists from a reputable carrier. That's why TA endorses the PAETEC customer agreement and any other provider agreement that protects the customer as much as it protects the service provider. Hi, I'm Dan Baldwin, TA founder and executive director. I'm also an active telecom agent and channel partner. More on one-way contracts in a minute. First, it's been a busy week for TA as we're still on the road. This week we're in the Phoenix-Scottsdale metropolitan area. We spent half a day with Rob Goebel and his great staff of 80-plus employees at Venicom. Those of you who have been around since the mid-90s know Venicom as the big master agent that was one of the first, if not the first, to go into wireless in a big way about 5 years ago. Well, big is the best word that describes Venicom now. They've got a palatial office in a building that they own by the Scottsdale Airport with scads of employee and staff everywhere. We shot lots of video and hope to have the Venicom vendor video profile published for you shortly. The bottom line with Venicom is that they're an experienced master agent with the resources to do big projects. If you're a provider that needs an experienced master agent for a special project, give Steve or Rob Goebel a call. After leaving Venicom, I met with 4 TA vendor prospects in the area. Phoenix seems to be awash in telecom companies. I met with Telesphere, PlanetOne, Sparkplug, and Andiamo Telecom. Especially noteworthy in these visits was Telesphere and PlanetOne. When I ran into Telesphere at a recent trade show and learned that they do hosted VoIP, I figured, oh, well now I know what you do. Well, I'm glad I met with Dean Jordan, Telesphere's channel guru, because he shared with me that while Telesphere is in the hosted VoIP category, they have an MPLS plan for multi-location businesses, which may put them in a league of their own. We hope to have Telesphere come on board as a TA vendor soon so we can tell you a lot more about them. And while Telesphere is based in Scottsdale, their office looks like it might be from the set of LA Law. It's really nice. And speaking of really nice offices, the next time you're in Phoenix or Scottsdale, you have to go by and see Ted Schumann at PlanetOne with his staff. Talk about a friendly office. It looks like a sports bar where Ted is both owner and head bartender, surrounded by lots of helpful staff members. PlanetOne was a TA vendor member many years ago, and we're looking forward to having them back on board. Ted has a great story to share with the TA audience and fellow agents, and we're glad to hand him the microphone. Sparkplug is a Phoenix-based fixed wireless provider in a half a dozen different markets. I met with their channel chief, Morgan Brown, who's a smart young guy coming out of the IT consulting field. For those of you who have never sold fixed wireless, you absolutely need to start proposing it. Fixed wireless providers are like CLECs in that they have a limited footprint that they offer service in, but they have a terrific solution in those footprints in that they can serve your customers with both wired and wireless solutions. I turned on a fixed wireless myself a year and a half ago after I lost a nice 3 meg dedicated internet access order to Color Broadband, a fixed wireless provider out of Los Angeles. I strongly suggest that you propose fixed wireless as an option with any wired broadband internet proposal that you write. Like I said, Morgan at Sparkplug seems like a smart guy, so if you need a redundant solution in Arizona or their other markets, give him a call at sparkplug.net. Tell him TA sent you. Morgan's also going to try to help TA knit together a list of fixed wireless providers across the country so TA members can have a quick and ready reference guide. We look forward to having Sparkplug come on board as a TA vendor this year or next. Our final visit in the Phoenix-Scottsdale telecom kingdom was with Mike Maurer at Andiamo Telecom. While PlanetOne's got the great sports bar office, Andiamo's got Mike Maurer, an actual former minor league pitcher. His baseball career is now behind him, so Mike's now investing his career helping Andiamo add local Arizona dial tone to Andiamo's prepaid and long-distance solutions. If you're looking for a local dial tone provider in Phoenix, Tucson, or Yuma, Arizona, give Mike at Andiamo a call. He might even sign an autograph for you. Next week, we're going to be in Seattle and Portland visiting with TA vendors CTG3, EXO, NewEdge Networks, and a hot vendor prospect, Integra Telecom. After that, we're off the road for 2 weeks so we can actually sit down and publish all the videos we've collected in the last month before finishing our spring road show visiting Denver and Salt Lake City the week of June 22nd. If you're in Colorado or Utah and you want to get some free video coverage from TA, please get in contact with me as soon as possible so I can get you on my calendar for that last spring visit. In the late summer, early fall, we expect to hit the road again, visiting all the interesting telecom vendors with our video cameras that are east of the Mississippi. Now on to our feature story, bad one-way contracts, after a shout out to our vendor of the week, Total Call International OPEX. Most of you know OPEX as the company that specialized in switch long distance and 800 toll-free orders over the past 10 years. OPEX set up special links that telecom agents could put on their websites to automatically collect and process switched LD orders. OPEX made it big by being one of the lowest price providers on some of the biggest internet long-distance pricing engines like Cognigen and LowerMyBills.com. Well, that OPEX is still around and still specializing in switch long distance and toll-free. The only difference is now OPEX is part of Total Call International. I visited with Total Call's Jeffrey Kapner a couple of weeks ago in their downtown LA office. He wants me to make sure that all our TA members know that the OPEX they love is still doing switch long distance and toll-free through customized portals, so bring that business on. Total Call OPEX is also into dedicated T1s, DS3s, and OC3s. They are coming online with the MasterStream online quoting service, so make sure that you take them up on their current T1 quote challenge. I actually quoted 3 T1s through them myself this past week for one of my own call center prospects, and the prices they quoted were very aggressive. For more information about Total Call OPEX, scroll down and watch the interview I did with Jeff last week. Thanks again to Total Call OPEX for being our Vendor of the Week. Finally, bad one-way contracts, or should I say one-way contracts are bad, because I can't say any one-way contracts are good. What's a one-way contract? If you read our feature article to the left of me, you'll see it's a customer agreement that carriers expect your customer to sign that says the carrier can pretty much change any part of the agreement, especially what the customer is expected to pay during the course of the agreement, and the customer is required to accept the carrier contract changes without the ability to make any changes themselves or being able to get out of the agreement. Now, this is obviously a good idea for the carrier as it protects their margins no matter what happens, but it's kind of like selling ice water in hell. If you're the only ice water vendor in hell, then I guess you think that the thirsty folks will readily sign the one-way agreement. Well, I'm here as an agent to tell you there are lots of vendors out there that have decent two-way contracts, and PAETEC is one of them. And that's why after 14 years, TA is making its first official vendor endorsement. TA endorses the PAETEC two-way customer agreement, and TA is prepared to endorse other carrier agreements that are properly two-way. While many providers are actually following the one-way lead and making their own agreements even more one-way than they already are, a few carriers are following the PAETEC example in the two-way direction. As an agent myself, I applaud PAETEC and am currently leading with PAETEC on all my own prospect and customer proposals when there's a choice between a PAETEC two-way agreement option and any other carrier's one-way agreement option. For the record, as an agent, I almost always offer my prospects 3 choices in my customer proposals, any one of the 3 choices being a good decision, but I generally add, but of these 3, I would pick this one, and here's why. My customers love this 3-in-1 recommendation I make because it's really what they expect of me as an independent telecom agent and broker. Now, don't get me wrong out there, all you providers that are pushing one-way contracts on agents and customers. I have nothing against you protecting your margins and staying in business so that you can consistently pay out agent commissions. I'm certainly all in favor of getting paid. But what I'm first and foremost in favor of is telling my customers and prospects what I do in their shoes. And that's to keep all my options open as much as possible at all times. And that's what a two-way contract does. So you vendors out there in telecom land that are looking for a competitive edge, you should strongly consider making your agreements more in line with the golden rule. In addition to PAETEC, I want to applaud and give a shout out to TNCI, which recently announced that they're able to provide a business downturn clause to customers that need one in this nasty recession that we're all currently enjoying so much. My understanding is that PAETEC also has a business downturn addendum available. Now, a business downturn addendum allows customers to amend the terms of their agreement with a provider in the event that the customer experiences a documented business downturn where they can no longer afford the carrier volume or price commitment the agreement binds them to. So PAETEC and TNCI, 2 thumbs up from Dan Baldwin TA. For all you other providers that want your customer friendliness proclaimed publicly, please let me know what customer fair and friendly provisions you have, namely a clear two-way clause and even a business downturn clause, and I'll make sure that the TA audience knows about it. Well, that's it for me this week. Thanks again to Total Call OPEX, our vendor of the week. Venicom, our Scottsdale TA vendor travel host this past week, and to CTG3, EXO, and NewEdge, our TA vendor hosts for this coming week. Don't forget, if you want TA to visit you in Colorado or Utah the week of June 22nd, make sure you give me a call as soon as possible so I can get you on the calendar. And if you're an active agent who wants to give a vendor endorsement or shout out for doing a good job, please call TA's audio recording hotline. It's 951-200-4144. Give a little love to the vendors out there that are doing a good job, and we'll make sure everyone hears about it. If you're a TA vendor that wants to get a shout out from one of your agents and have TA's audience of 3,500 people hear it right here, have your agents call again 951-200-4144 and have them tell what a great job you're doing for them. Now, if you got this email forwarded to you and you want to join TA so you can get these email weekend reviews all by yourself directly into your email inbox, join TA, subscribe to our newsletters, go to www.tajoin.com. That's TAJOIN.com. Doesn't cost anything, it's free and completely harmless. You can quit anytime. Thanks again for watching. Sell lots of good stuff and watch out for one-way contracts. We'll see you next week.